Hello. Welcome to the Biblievert Games. My name is Jacqueline, and for today's video, we have some catching up to do. I originally had different plans for how I was going to release all of the videos. However, I have been thinking about it, and by thinking about it, I mean maybe spent all of 3 seconds thinking about it and decided to impulsively do what I want to do. But I have been, again, impulsively thinking about the new update that I am so excited about it. And I decided that I want to start kind of like a forever island, not on this Switch. I have a Switch 2. And this one is on my original Switch. So I have kind of considered just finishing this series a little bit faster than I normally would, and then starting kind of my Forever Island on my Switch 2 to prepare for the 3.0 update. So that's kind of my thought process on that. That means that the videos that I have been working on and kind of prepping to come out over the next month and a half, because I release videos on a bi-weekly basis because I have another YouTube channel for talking about books, and so I alternate videos between those two channels. And so I now I'm thinking that I will either squish all of the videos that I've been working on into one really long, massive video, or I might just kind of release them really quickly, maybe within a couple of days of each other. I don't know. It depends on how overwhelmed I get with the editing process. So that's kind of that update. The other update that I want to tell you about is just an overall island update. So I did so much terraforming over the weekend, mainly because I was watching football, and so I could do a lot. But if you see, the lake is new. I've moved all of the homes. There's this huge area where all of the villagers are. And I also now officially have all of the villagers that I want. So just to kind of go over it, we have Raymond, Rudy, Mo, Rosie, Punchy, who is new, Lolly, who's also new, Mitzi, Mary, Pearl, I love her so much, and Kiki. So this is going to be our final villager lineup, and I could not be happier about it. I'm over the moon thrilled with how much I love it. So real fast, I am going to kind of give you a little tour of the island. This is going to kind of be a little bit weird because I have already finished build, but that video hasn't come out yet. So I'm going to skip it, but you're just gonna have to close your eyes real fast. So this was the build that we did on the second episode. I've already kind of walked you through the front bit a little bit. Okay, now everyone close your eyes, don't look. We're just gonna close our eyes real fast. La 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 la. Okay, so here we are now kind of back into the right of resident services, up in this little corner here. And I decided that I really wanted to do a massive lake overlook. Now, obviously this has not been decorated at all. I put some trees down just to get an idea of where trees can go, but has not been decorated. And originally I had put a staircase here, but then I got really nervous that I wasn't going to have enough staircases. So I just put a vine there instead, and I kind of want to make a little cute overlook vibe here as well. So let me get out my little camera. I just think that's really cute, So that will also be something that I end up decorating later. So if we go back down, I also kind of went ahead, we have a little tree area where I'm saving everything. I decided that I wanted to have this kind of cool foresty walk to the secret beach. And so again, I just kind of wanted to see what all would fit. So I just put down some trees, but again, no decorating. I think I know what I want to do here. I'm thinking about doing kind of like a little library pub vibe there. I just don't know if it's gonna fit. The inspiration pick that I have is like, it takes up a lot of room, and so we'll just have to see about that. But yeah, I really like kind of this little waterfall area. And I had a few pictures that I was kind of going off of, but honestly, more than anything, I just kind of, I don't know, went willy-nilly on it. Okay, now I'm gonna need everyone to close their eyes again. Don't look, don't look, don't look. La 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 la. You just don't see anything. Okay, now we are back at resident services, and I changed up the entrance a little bit because my big conundrum originally was that everything was forcing us to the right, and it was just an absolute pain to go all the way around resident services to get to the left side of the island. So I changed up this entrance just a little bit, and then I just kept changing it and kept adding to it. Pearl could not be more perfect. I love her so much. And then I decided that I really wanted to kind of just add in all of my villagers over here. So I did follow a picture, an inspiration picture for this terraforming. It was from Horrible Gaming, which was the same creator that I followed inspiration for the entrance. And then you can take the staircase down here. And then we have our Able sisters kind of here on the lake, which I thought was fun. Again, nothing's been decorated. And then if you go back this way, you can then access Nook's Cranny. If we keep coming down this way, we then have a few more homes. And I could put one here. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not set on it yet. And then we have Kika's, oh my goodness. And then we have Kiki's house here. I clearly have not placed the museum or the campsite yet, so I will get around to those two things. So 3 more villager homes, campsite, and museum. And then my home, I just really love kind of like twisty, windy pathways. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then I saw a couple of pictures that decorated like the rocks in a really cool way, and I was like, ooh, I'm kind of vibing with this. So anyway, I have my house back here, and yeah, I'm really quite happy about it. So you are officially all caught up with kind of the updates that have happened on this island. So now I'm going to go what is back in time for me and do the build that is kind of along the canal next to our resident services. But you will then come back to current Jacqueline right now, and I am going to be doing 2 builds today, potentially 3, that are all fake buildings. So I have been testing them out a little bit. I had to practice before actually doing it because, good heavens, there was a bit of a learning curve, but I am so excited about it. So I will see you in a little bit, but I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. So the inspiration photos that I have for today are from Canella Diary, Lottie Dot Crossing, and Pochette. And then this 4th one, which did not have a name as to who the creator was. One of my biggest goals for today was to kind of move away from the forest core vibe we have going on with the entrance and resident services. I had started to notice that my Pinterest board for this island was starting to look all the exact same. And while I absolutely love the theme, I realized that's not going to help me learn how to decorate. And so we are kind of shifting themes a little bit in the sense of moving towards kind of more like a town core dark academia vibe, but I am here for it. I would do an entire island of just this vibe in a heartbeat. So that might have to be something for the future. A few of the things that I ended up changing in this build that you'll notice later on in the video is mainly the pathing. That's going to switch out to a pathing that's going to be like the entire portion of this part of the island. So I do have all of the pathing codes listed down below. So if you like this kind of more decayed brick pathing, I will definitely list that as well because it is a lot of fun. I just wanted to kind of make everything a little bit more cohesive. One of the things that I also had a lot of fun with this part of the build was incorporating the hedges and the spooky fencing. I think these are two of my favorite fences that we have in this game. It is just fun and I love them together. And I want to use them all the time. So I think I need to like force myself to use other fences because my natural inclination is to just always use this one. I did not have any intention of using kind of like the iron chairs and tables, but I just think it fits so perfectly. We are now moving on to the covered bridge, which I was inspired by Storybook_ACNH, and part of the reason why I love this so much is that you can see Kiki in the inspiration photo, and I have Kiki on my island. So I thought, like, it's a match made in heaven. It's perfect. This is what we have to do. I really had fun with this build because I knew that I wanted to still have the illusion of having like a river here and a bridge, but I wanted it to be different than the bridge options that Nook gives us. And I just thought that this was so much fun. I went ahead and placed everything down and then did the pathing later. And this is the path that is going to be used throughout like this entire section of the island. So you are going to be seeing it a lot and I love it. I love it so much. It also has two different variations that you can like put in the middle. So it has like this brick, but then it also has a brick that like has papers on it and then another one that has leaves. So you can kind of intersperse it in the middle. Anyway, it is just perfect and I love it so very much. It added a lot to this part of the island. I have never used like storefronts in a build before, but I just like really enjoyed the way that this looked. So yes, I feel like I officially get to use storefronts now and I'm very excited about it. This video definitely did not go as what I had originally intended it to be, and that is completely fine. Like, I'm more than happy to have changed everything because I had been thinking a little bit more about the 3.0 update and what I want to do, and I'm just so excited about it. I release episodes on a bi-weekly schedule because I also post on my other YouTube channel called The Bibliovert that talks all about books. I think I've talked about it a little bit that my best friend and I started a podcast back in 2020 and called the Bibliovert Podcast, and then it just kind of grew into a bunch of other things. And so I didn't want to overwhelm myself with how many videos I was creating and having to edit and like this really strict schedule. However, I have found myself wanting to release videos more frequently, but again, I just don't want to get overwhelmed with it. So I think what I'm going to do is just maybe if I have videos that I want to post or I'm really excited about it, that I'll just do it. But it might not be like a strict it might not be something consistently that I increase. It might just be like as I have the time and availability to do it. So I have already started recording the 3.0 video, or the 3.0 islands, so those videos might start kind of popping up a little bit more frequently because I'm so excited about it. I just want to do it. So I don't know. We shall see. But I do think I'm going to stick to every other week posting for now. And maybe I can get there after the new year. But again, I don't I'm enjoying this so much, and I'm having so much fun doing it that I don't want to potentially burn myself out and like not enjoy it anymore, because it's just been so much fun. It has been such a joy, and I don't want to ruin that joy. So I'm trying to protect it and be gentle with myself and with my expectations of myself, and to just have a good time, because this has been an absolute blast. And the people that I have met and the inspiration that I have received, and it's just been the best. So I'm going to be gentle with myself. I'm going to be patient with myself and give myself a lot of grace. And we might increase later, but we also might not. And that is 100% okay. I had completely forgotten that I had told Petrie to change my nickname, and I changed it to Big Papa. And then when Petrie asked to move off my island, she asked Big Papa if she could move, and I was laughing so hard, and so I had to include that. So these are the two builds, my little canal and the covered bridge, and now we are moving into the next builds that I'm so excited for you to see. OMG, hi! I really hope you enjoyed this like covered bridge and also this build for our little canal cafe kind of area. I had a lot of fun doing it, and it kind of sparked a whole new direction that I really wasn't planning on going with this island. So as you can tell, I have done a little bit of work and tried to kind of mark some stuff out for future me to have a better idea of where to put things, because I absolutely had to practice this, and it took me forever and a day. So hopefully this will be a little bit more coherent for you, and also me editing this. Fingers crossed it'll go better than my experience of trying to put this together last night. Okay, so our first build here is inspired by Tropikitch and Tropikitch_ANCH over on Instagram. And this is a Blathers bookstore. Can we talk about how freaking cute this inspiration is? Again, people's creativity blows my mind, and this creator was so kind because they gave a very detailed explanation on how they did everything, and I cannot tell you how helpful that was. It was delightful. And for this build, we are going to be doing a post office that was created by nag_ACNH, and I just love it. Also, they were the ones who designed all of the simple panels and those design codes. Again, flawless, gorgeous, absolute perfection. I love them. I have to explain to you the chaos of trying to film, record, edit these videos, because again, with my thoughts about the 3.0 update, things have changed. So originally I was going to just take the series really slow, post them every other week, do one build at a time. And I do think I had plans of doing the covered bridge and the canal in one, because they were both so short. But when I was doing the canal, I was doing live commentary as I was building, and then about halfway through the video, I just stopped talking. And then I finished and I was like, oh my gosh, like you just stopped. You got so in the zone focused and did not say a word. And I was like, okay, whatever, no biggie. I will just go and, do a voiceover for that. It'll be fine, no problem. And then I did the covered bridge and I didn't talk at all. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that that was interesting. And I was like, but it's gonna be fine, whatever, blah blah blah. And then I decided, okay, well, now let's kind of not rush these builds, but move up the date in which these videos come out, and I'm going to do one longer video that has a lot of builds in it. And so I was like, okay, that's gonna be great. Like, I have all of this commentary with the Blathers bookstore, and then also with the post office and the museum build, and I was like, so this is great. Well, when I when I was going through that footage, I realized I'm still not great at the multitasking aspect of things, like at all. Like at all. And so realized, that is a strength that we are still working on. And I was like, this is also like 7-8 hours worth of content, that like that's a really long video where you're not multitasking very well, and then for some of it you're just not even talking. So I decided to do more of like a heavily edited and speed everything up, and though it is still less than 50 minutes, there's just a lot more builds in this, and also just redo all of the voiceovers, because y'all, I remember finishing these builds and being like, I crushed that commentary. I did so good. And then I was editing it last night and I was like, oh, well, you know, we still have we have growth, that we have room for improvement, and that's okay, that's great. So anyway, that is why we are going to be doing a voiceover. There will be a few parts where I will let my original commentary come through, because it's just really freaking cute what happens on screen. Not me, it's the villagers being cute. So we'll do that part, but you know, I just wanted to give a little bit of an explanation as to the chaos of this video and why it seems a little bit different from the first two that we did. So a few things that I want to point out about the bookstore build. One, I love it. It's the freaking cutest thing ever. And I'm so grateful that Tropikitch ACNH really like laid out, like gave a very detailed explanation as to how they put that build together. I think that is just absolutely incredible, because I would have had no idea where to start. So I'm just very, very grateful for that. But there are a few things that I did not do. I tweaked and changed it. I made it a little bit smaller. So like the third level, I didn't have the clothesline, and then I kind of centered everything. I did play around with trying to have either a storefront or the medieval building side kind of like on the very edge of it, to kind of just give it some sort of like extra dimension on the sides, but I couldn't quite have everything lined up the way that I wanted to. So it is the way that it is now, and I absolutely love it. I also made the stalls in the pattern that I've been using throughout the island, just to kind of tie everything in together a little bit. But I cannot tell you how much I love both of these builds. I am going to go back and add decorations to Blathers bookstore. I just wanted to kind of do the outline of both of the builds, and then I'm going to add everything in later. So I love these. I love these so much. They make me so happy, and I just know that if I lived on this island, like, this is the area that I would spend all of my time, specifically the bookstore, because you know Blathers is going to curate an amazing selection of books, and I just love that. Also, this is important, when I was looking up the MA code for Tropikitch, they had a ton of other like fake building codes, and so I definitely want to go check those out for like a future island, because they were so good. I'm trying to remember, like, I think one was like a record store. I think it was Harvey's record store. And then I'm pretty sure Leaf had something. It may have been like the flower shop, but like they were so cute. So you could definitely, like, they had a ton of different options. So I highly recommend checking them out if you like this bookstore vibe, because just phenomenal. So I just put down this, I think it's the Japanese style dresser. I might need to go look that up. I know, like, it's been funny looking back on it and be like, you just put a dresser down. But for some reason, when I look at it, it kind of gives me vibes of almost like old trunks and things like that. Like, think Titanic suitcases. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. Maybe it can look like someone's shipping some of their items to a new place or something like that. So if you're looking at it and you're like, no girl, that's straight up just a dresser, please let me know and I'll switch it out, because I added that. I still like it, but I look at it every time and I'm like, it is a dresser, but I'm like, I do kind of like, I don't know. Help me out here. Tell me if I'm being silly. I need to know. So here are my plans for my 3.0 island and kind of my thoughts that I'm really excited about it. For the record, I have already started it. I have 3 videos that I'm thinking I'll upload, maybe just randomly. They might be like more of the supplemental videos that just kind of get put out into the world. So I have been watching a handful of other Animal Crossing YouTubers and have just been so inspired by what they're doing. The first one is Witters. They are absolutely hilarious, and they have started an island where it is like back to the basics, simple living, no time travel, just playing the game and having, just kind of the game at its like core. And so I've just like, 1, really enjoyed that aspect of it. And then 2, I have been watching Tay's Crossing, which, y'all, like, let's just pause for a second and talk about Tay. Oh my gosh. The first video I saw of hers was her Barbosa Island, and I honestly don't think I'm ever going to recover from that. The level of creativity is unmatched. I have never in my life seen something like that. She built an entire pirate ship and it was phenomenal. Again, work of art, immaculate. I love her videos so much. I get giddy every time I see a new one has been posted. So she started a new island for the 3.0 update, and she was kind of talking about, like, taking things a little bit slower and just going a little bit back to the roots of Animal Crossing as well. And I was like, you know what, I really like that. I feel like I have loved this island so much. Honeycomb has made me so happy, even if it wasn't what I had like originally planned for it to be. It has been such a blast. I love all of my villagers. I love the way that it's looking. It has just been wonderful. I think one of the things that I absolutely adore about Animal Crossing is that you can play this game however you want. And there's not a right way or a wrong way to play this game. It's just have a good time. And I love that. I love the freedom that we can have in playing this game. And that, like, the only thing that matters is that you're enjoying yourself. Real fast, we need to take a quick pause because this is the cutest thing in the world that happened. Okay, wait, that's really cute. But seriously, she has hot pink toe beans. Look at her ears. Look at the toe beans. Oh my gosh, now Mitzi's in the chair. And she's ready to come back. Oh my gosh. Oh, now she's on her phone. Same girl, I get that. I too get distracted by my phone when I read. Oh my gosh. Y'all. Oh. Y'all, I might be on the verge of tears. That was so cute. I truly cannot get over how freaking cute my villagers are. They are absolutely precious. But we are doing a new build, and it is the museum build. Real fast, I do want to make sure that I give credit to the creators that inspired specifically this walkway. I found a really zoomed in picture on Pinterest, but I do believe it came from Instagram, and it was Pon Pon Kenneson. So it's like this little covered archway pathway area. For the rest of the museum build, I did kind of raw dog it a bit. I had looked up some like sculpture garden kind of vibes, but for the most part, it was just kind of me trial and error and everything. As you can see that I have already marked out with a lot of like pathing, and I put trees and bushes and everything because it did take me a really long time to figure out what I wanted to do for this build, and I wanted to make sure that this video wasn't like 17 hours long. But I have to say, I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. I feel like I got to apply a lot of the skills that I've been learning in this series so far. So I'm really excited to share this with you. And again, just very, very happy with the way that it turned out. Getting back to, I think what I've been trying to say for the last 37 minutes, but have done an absolutely horrific job, is what I am planning on doing with my like 3.0 update island, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do a forever island, which I've never done before or have like even considered doing before, but I'm really, really excited about it. So my thoughts for that island is I've never fully completed the museum. I've never received like my villagers' photos. I've never, like those kinds of things. So what I'm planning on, I want to do like a no treasure island, fully completing the museum, getting my villager photos, not having a theme for the island. I really want something that'll be able to just kind of change and adapt with the seasons. So I'm not planning on going to a treasure island to get Nook Mile tickets, or bells. Like I want to like grind for the bells. I want to, catch every fish, every single bug, get all the artwork. I have dug up all of the fossils before several times. But yeah, so I'm really excited about it. And I mentioned this earlier, I love that this game, there's no right or wrong way to play the game. And since I've been focusing so much on decorating for this island and going to treasure islands and having access to, literally whatever I want to be able to make any build that I want. I love that like this game, you're just able to do it's so versatile. You can do so much with it. And so I am just really excited to get to have kind of like both options with the, this island can be the like just enjoy decorating and doing whatever, and the other island can be, doing more of the like gameplay aspect of things. So I might do time travel, but as of right now I haven't. I'm only like 4 days in to doing it though, so it's like I'm super far into the game, but that's like the only thing that I might consider. But I have had so much fun. I have had so much fun, and I'm just really enjoying it so far. So what's really nice, and something that I'm really looking forward to with the 3.0 update, having the Slumber Islands, is that because this island, Honeycomb, is on my original Switch, And with Slumber Islands, you're going to have access to your inventory. My thought is if I'm ever doing a Slumber Island that, you know, I want to focus more on having a theme and doing the decorating, that is something that I'll be able to do on this Switch and through Honeycomb. So I'm going to keep this island, but then you know, on my Switch 2, then it can just be, you know, the other way. So I think what's going to be nice is I'm not going to feel limited on, you know, what I can build or what I can't build, and can I do a theme or can't I? And I think what's going to be so nice is that, like, we don't have to feel like we have to get rid of islands that we really love, because you have to start over, you know, because you could only have one island at a time. So I just love that aspect of the 3.0 update. So what's so funny is I haven't watched a whole lot of like, these are all of the things you need to do to prepare for the 3.0 update. So I like really need to start thinking about that. Like, what do I need to do to continue to prepare for the 3.0 update? So I don't know, we'll see. This build was inspired by Yo-Yo and Mayojo on X, and oh my gosh, I just think it is so perfect. I saw this on Pinterest pretty much like at the very start of this island of you know, I want to learn how to design an island, and it was like I immediately need to do this. And then I thought, how perfect would it be to have this set up right next to the museum, because that's where all the artwork is gonna go. So I just kind of love the idea of like they can have inspiration of painting here and then it ends up in the museum. And anyway, I just absolutely loved this inspiration. I didn't follow it to a T. There were some things that I wasn't able to find. They also have some pathing that they put on the island or on the rock that I think is beautiful and I would love to add. So this might end up being tweaked just a little bit in the future, but I absolutely adore this build and think it is chef's kiss perfection. Absolutely stunning. I just wanted to say thank you so much for sticking through this video. I know that I have done an absolutely horrible job explaining anything about the builds, my process on it, my thoughts on anything that I'm doing. It's nothing went to plan with how I wanted these videos to come out into the world, but I just appreciate the way that for being patient with me. So thank you so much. If there's anything about these builds that you're like, ooh, I would recommend kind of like tweaking this or changing that, please let me know. I would love to hear it. I have just really enjoyed this series, and just really excited to see where kind of the rest of this island's going to go. I still need to do the campsite as well as my villager homes, and then I haven't decorated like the Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny or anything like that. So I'm trying to figure out what some of these videos are going to look like, specifically with kind of like the decorating around the lake and things like that. Some of them I might just do like long form, no commentary, because it's just going to be putting like a lot of trees and filler items, kind of similar to resident services in the entrance. So I don't know, let me know if there's anything in particular that you think I should do, or what you're looking for, or if there's gameplay that you really like. I would love to hear it. But I really do love this island, and I also just love that they're all cats. It just makes me so happy. But yeah, this has been fun. Please let me know like what you're doing if you're preparing for the 3.0 update, if you have like a specific island theme in mind that you want to do, or if there's something in particular that you're really excited about with the update. But I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.